You have something in common with a lion, a hippo, and a 4 million-year-old fossil buried in the dirt of East Africa. It's sitting in your mouth right now. You've had it your whole life. And almost everything you think you know about it is wrong. Most people assume these teeth are there to tear meat. They're not. Others think they're a sign of aggression, dominance, something primal, closer, but still missing the point. The real story of your canine teeth is about something far more unexpected: love, loyalty, and one of the most dramatic shifts in the history of human evolution. So why do your canines keep getting smaller with every generation? The answer might surprise you. Lions have them, hippos have them too, and of course you and I have them as well. I'm talking about canines, those long, pointed teeth near the front of our mouths. They're the longest teeth we have. So it's kind of strange. Why do these sharp teeth sit among all our smaller, flatter ones? Most people assume they're there to tear into meat, but that's actually a myth. The real explanation is a lot more romantic than people realize. In modern humans, men tend to have canines about 10% longer than women's. It's subtle. Most people never notice. But that small gap is a biological echo of something that used to be far more extreme. To see just how extreme, look at our closest evolutionary relatives, gorillas. Among gorillas, a male's canines can be twice as long as a female's. That's because males compete fiercely for the right to mate with the entire group of females. Violent confrontations where size and intimidation decide everything. Male gorillas even grow a bony ridge on their skulls called a sagittal crest, specifically to anchor jaw muscles powerful enough to support those massive teeth. Their entire skull architecture is built around the need for fearsome fangs. Evolution, in this case, went all in. It became a self-reinforcing cycle. Bigger fangs meant more victories meant more offspring meant bigger fangs in the next generation. But humans followed a very different path. Instead of getting bigger, our canines became smaller over time. You can see this clearly in the fossil record. Look at Ardipithecus ramidus, one of our earliest known ancestors, dating back 4.4 million years. Even then, the canines were already reduced compared to other great apes of the same era. Line up the fossils across millions of years, and the trend is impossible to ignore. Our canines today are the smallest they've ever been. And the size gap between males and females? In gorillas, it's enormous. In us, it's barely there. Scientists aren't completely certain why that change happened, but they have compelling ideas. One leading theory is connected to the demands of raising human children. Human babies are extraordinarily helpless at birth. They require years of intensive care, partly because of our large, slowly developing brains. Because of that prolonged helplessness, fathers may have needed to invest far more energy in caring for offspring rather than competing for new mates. A male who stayed, provided food, and helped raise children had a much better chance of passing on his genes than one who wandered off to fight. And if males weren't battling with their teeth anymore, oversized canines simply stopped being useful, even became a wasted biological investment. So slowly, over millions of years, they shrank. There's another clue that supports this. Researchers study something called canine honing, a process where upper and lower canines sharpen against each other with every bite, keeping them perpetually razor-edged. Gorillas have it. Chimpanzees have it. Most primates that fight with their teeth have it. Early human ancestors? They lost it. The canines didn't just get smaller. They stopped being self-sharpening. They became, in evolutionary terms, domesticated. So what we're left with today is basically a biological memory, a faint record of a more dangerous chapter in our ancestors' lives. Our canines aren't long enough to grab prey like a lion. They're nowhere near the size of a hippo's teeth, which can grow up to 50 centimeters and snap a wooden boat in half. Our canines, by comparison, are almost decorative. Their main job is modest, helping us bite into food, guiding jaw movement, and maintaining tooth spacing. That's really about it. And yet, to scientists, these small teeth are remarkably powerful. Anthropologists study their size, shape, and wear patterns to determine not just what species a fossil belonged to, but how that species lived, who raised the young, how competitive their social structure was. A single tooth can tell you whether a creature fought for dominance or cooperated to survive. Whether it was, in any meaningful sense, beginning to become something like us. So those quiet little canines in your mouth carry a huge story. They're not just teeth. They're a record of how our ancestors were shaped to become less violent, more invested, and ultimately more human. The next time you smile in a mirror, take a second to notice them. Because what you're seeing isn't just anatomy. It's 4 million years of evolution, quietly written in bone,